What's happening, everybody? J Shock Blast here. A little late with the reaction here, but the Flash mid-season finale has occurred, and oh man, what an episode it was. Let's just say this: the Flash is becoming pound for pound every bit as good as Arrow, and it takes a lot for me to say that. What a great way to end the season, or we'll kind of take a break from the season. I can't believe it's going to be like 6 more weeks before we get another episode. I don't think this is going to be as long as my Arrow reaction video, but it's still pretty important. A lot of really big things happened in this episode. So obviously I need to preface everything by saying there will absolutely be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, if you have not seen the episode yet, it might be best for you to skip this video until you have. So man, we see lots of character development. A new character. It wasn't the first time we saw him, but it was definitely kind of a new. We definitely see a little bit more of Firestorm for the first time, Ronnie Raymond. So that part was definitely interesting. And we'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. But first, Barry Allen. Definitely really interesting to see where he's at. They kind of keep showing him being a little weak. He keeps getting his ass kicked, and that's, I guess, part of the growth that we're seeing, the character development. Between Barry and everybody else. So obviously we see our first battle between Barry and the Yellow Streak. Cisco is naming all of Barry's opponents apparently, and one of the really interesting parts of the episode, before we really know what's going to end up happening, but I think we all kind of saw it coming, was Cisco referred to the Yellow Streak as the Reverse Flash, and Harrison Wells, Dr. Wells, says, "Reverse Flash, I like that." And yeah, there you go. The Reverse Flash is born. So another thing that was interesting is that Cisco theorizes that there's not just one streak involved, there's two, because the Reverse Flash has yellow to him, but Barry reported when he was a kid seeing red and yellow streak. So I'm not sure where they're going with that. If they're saying that maybe Barry kind of went back in time, something like that. I don't know, but or if they're basically insinuating that there's a Reverse Flash and a Professor Zoom, which I personally prefer Edibard Thawne being Professor Zoom. So, more development for Barry. I'm kind of all over the place right now. I didn't actually... Usually I have a list of things I want to cover and I follow it. This one I kind of just jumped in. And I'm just running around right now and having the two Flashes follow each other. Since, that's kind of the whole purpose and premise of the show. Basically, everybody throughout the season has called out Barry on his love for Iris. And finally, Barry just understands, hey, I need to say something. And he does, and it changes the dynamic of their relationship. So, I don't know where it's going to go. What we are seeing, though, is we are seeing Eddie Thawne, Iris's current boyfriend, it's almost like he's going crazy, if you will. Now, the thing about Professor Zoom is he does eventually go very crazy, and Harrison Wells strikes me as everything but crazy, you know what I mean? So I'm not 100% sure where they're going with that, but he was very affected. There's a part of the episode where they set up a trap for the Yellow Streak, if you will. And during that moment, you know, all the other police officers that were there besides Joe West and Eddie Thawne are, I don't know if they were killed, but they were attacked. And they were incapacitated one way or another. And Eddie kind of has this revelation at the end of, you know, he was there. He had me. Why not me? You know? Why them and why not me? And, you know, there's a really good reason for that because, you know, Harrison Wells obviously isn't going to be his real name. I mean, his real name is probably going to be Eddibard Thawne. And Eddie Thawne is, I don't know, like his great grandfather or something like that. So, very, very interesting to see that. And again, lots of character development. I'm really intrigued to see where that goes. Now, the biggest character development is this guy right here, Firestorm, played by Robbie Amell. So Robbie Amell obviously is the cousin of Stephen Amell, who plays Arrow, and you know, he's been in a couple episodes as Ronnie Raymond, the boyfriend of Dr. Caitlin Snow, and he's very clearly aware of who he is, but not in a really good place. He knows he can catch himself on fire. He can fly. We see him fly away at one point from everything. He actually comes in for the save against Reverse Flash when, you know, the Reverse Flash is fighting Flash, and yeah, he basically tells them to stay away, which is interesting. So I'm wondering where they go with that. Now the story with Firestorm is not just Ronnie Raymond. There's a professor that's supposed to be in there with him. So I'm not sure where they're going with that. But it's really cool to see him, you know, as he is without his costume, you know. And I have a feeling that Cisco will have a cool costume for him and stuff like that. So that'll certainly be interesting. But, you know, definitely lots of development there. You know, Harrison basically, you know, expresses his disappointment that, you know, he wasn't aware that they had found Ronnie. You know, they had found Firestorm. And, you know, it's, I don't know. Caitlin's like, I kind of wish that I didn't. You know, I kind of wish, I kept hoping all this time, you know, for just one more day with him, but now I wish he just died, you know, seeing what he's become. So, yeah, I'm really, really intrigued to see where they go with this. It really kind of, up until this point, has felt like the Flash was almost an extension of Arrow. You know, with that, just not as gritty, obviously. But right now, I feel like with Ronnie Raymond flying away and, you know, with the two Flashes kind of battling it out, I feel like it's becoming more superhero-y, if you will, which is, you know, definitely a good thing. It differentiates it just enough from what they're doing with Arrow. So, you know, all in all, I definitely want to know what you guys think. I thought it was a really, really great episode. It really furthers the franchise. It really furthers the, you know, the plot and everything. I know I'm a little bit all over the place with this one, but, you know, there's just so much that went on, and I feel like the back and forth kind of, you know, helps out with the way that they kind of approach the show. Definitely intrigued by by who the other, you know, who the actual Reverse Flash was, because I mean, I guess it's essentially established at this point that there is going to be a Reverse Flash and there is going to be a Professor Zoom, and I feel like Harrison Wells is going to be Professor Zoom, and I'm wondering if the Reverse Flash is. I'm wondering if ultimately that was like some type of a an AI or something like that, because obviously we don't see a face or anything like that. We do hear a voice, but Harrison uses that same voice at the end. So I'm wondering if it was like some kind of a computer. You know what I mean? What was really awesome is seeing the ring and seeing the suit come out of the ring, because that's how it works for Barry Allen in the comics. He keeps his suit in his ring, and it just kind of comes out. But yeah, such a great episode. Honestly, the Flash and both the Flash and Arrow are like the best thing going on TV right now. And I am super intrigued to see where things go now that they've brought Firestorm into the fray. Obviously, at this point, they need to help him get his mind back, get his mind right. And we'll go from there. Also, keep in mind that both Cisco and Caitlin have their own transformations coming. And I don't know how long they're going to keep that going before they get them. Cisco is Francisco Ramon, who is Vibe, and Caitlin Snow is the current Killer Frost in the New 52. So I think they're going to let that play out for a little while. They don't want to throw the whole kitchen sink at one season. To be completely honest, I'm a little surprised they didn't milk Harrison Wells potentially being the Reverse Flash a little bit longer, or potentially being Professor Zoom a little bit longer. I'm a little surprised they jumped at it, this far or this early into the Flash, but maybe that. Obviously, I don't have the benefit of seeing the rest of the season, so I don't know where ultimately that's going to end up. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I would love to hear what you guys think and where you guys see this going. So definitely leave some comments below. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish I could see the next episode right now, man. The next episode is going to have the Rogues. So I feel like maybe we could see Captain Boomerang, since he's been established in the crossover episode, teaming up with Snart, Captain Cold. There's definitely other Rogues. Mirror Master. Mark Hamill is going to be coming back as Mirror Master. So we're going to see him eventually at some point. And I don't know if anybody else picked up on this. Like, I know about it, but I just kind of keep forgetting about it. Barry's father in this TV show was actually the Flash in the last TV show. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, love to know what you guys think, and we'll catch you later. See ya.